from introvert to head girl, from tiaras to television, from college to CEO, our Satrix be like is Basetsana Kumalo, the executive chairperson of Tswelopele Productions. Now, this is the company that produces Top Billing, Pasela, and some of the other television shows that people know. You're a co-founder of Connect Television. You're also the executive chair and CEO of Basetsana Women Investment Holdings, director of Uzalile Investments. It's a woman-owned listed coal mining company. Did you know that the girl who was an introvert at school, who apparently, history goes, nobody wanted in their team, was going to conquer and conquer and conquer in the way that you have?
My parents were hardworking individuals. My mother was a teacher. My father was a bus driver. But I grew up in a family where we were allowed to dream big. My parents were very enterprising. So this entrepreneurial spirit runs in my veins. And therefore, even though I didn't know what I wanted to become when I was growing up in Soweto, one thing I knew for sure, even as young as I was, is that I did not want to be poor. I wanted to have a defined destiny. I used to sell eggs up and down my street after school, boiled eggs. When other kids were playing in the school ground, I used to sell lollipops, stoke sweets, like we call them in the hood.
Yeah.
Over the weekends, my sisters and I, we used to sell ice cream at soccer stadiums. We used to sell sandwiches, chisanyama. So we were enterprising from a very early age because we learned it from our own home. And when other kids were playing out there, it of course looked unfair. I thought, but I have to work. I'm 6, I'm 7, I'm 8. But little did I know that that was the foundation, the grounding that will help me, hopefully stand me in good stead over the years.
You obeyed your mother. You did what she thought was right, and it stood you in good stead.
I absolutely had no desire to walk on a stage. But because my mother said, you're going to get on the stage and you're going to actually enter this competition, I didn't debate. I didn't argue it. When you enter a competition, whether it was a Miss Helio, which was a shoe shop, or a Miss Black South Africa at the time, you won a prize. So with Miss Black SA, I managed to furnish my mother's dining room because I won a dining room suite. I was at the University of Venda doing my third year teacher's degree. And my mother says, you're going to enter Miss South Africa. I said, yes, ma'am. And she just fills in the forms. And as I say, the rest is history. I won Miss South Africa at a very exciting time in our history, 1994. New dispensation, new democracy. The world was watching where South Africa was going. And I grew up very quickly. I was 20 years of age when I won the pageant, and I had to become an ambassador of a changing country overnight.
You're thrust into a role that you're learning on the ground. That power of adaptation probably also stood you in good stead.
You see, I get bored very quickly, man. And I think that's why I'm a serial entrepreneur, in that I continue to challenge myself, to stretch myself, to learn something new every day, to grow. So that's why I'm in broadcasting, I'm in media, I'm in mining, I'm in property. And it's because every single day there's some new trajectory to just, champion.
So how does it go from something you think about to how am I going to make money out of this?
I believe that when you've got a vision, an idea, get off your butt and get on with it. And it's important to have people who are your mentors, people who know better than you, but more importantly, knowing that you do not know it all and asking the most dumbest of questions. That's how you're going to perfect your craft. That's how you're going to be able to be good at what you do.
Did you make mistakes, Basi? And how did you deal?
I have made spectacular mistakes in business. And that's why I mentor, so that young people should not repeat the same mistakes that I have. We need to be able to be job creators and not job seekers. And therefore, for me, I'm inspired by the entrepreneurial spirit that is rising, not only just in South Africa, in the continent. I invest in black excellence. I invest in black talent. I educate black children because I have a responsibility to make sure that through education, then they can write a different future for themselves. Because I firmly believe that to whom much is given, much is indeed expected.
And for those who are sitting at home thinking, I can't see that dream. It may have come true for her. I can't see it. How do they open their eyes?
You can't be lazy in life. You cannot also have the sense of entitlement, which I see permeating a lot in our communities these days. But more important is about being able to say, I have what it takes. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get on with it. And if I don't know how, I'm going to ask those who've gone before me, who've trailblazed, to hold me by the hand and help me walk my own path, find my own voice, and truly fulfill my own destiny.
She's earnest, she's convicted, and her eyes sparkle as she says what she's just said. Basetsana Kumalo, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for being our Satrix Be Like.